Ever wondered what secrets lie within the vibrant streets of Havana, the heart of Cuba? Welcome to a city where history whispers from weathered walls and culture thrives in every corner. Havana, an enchanting blend of past and present, is a treasure trove of fascinating tales waiting to be told. As we delve into the heart of this captivating city, we're not just exploring a place but time itself. We'll traverse Havana's cobblestone streets lined with colonial architecture that narrates tales of a glorious past. We'll immerse ourselves in the pulsating rhythm of Cuban music, a melodious testament to the city's vibrant spirit. We're here to unearth the secrets of Havana, to pull back the curtain on a city that's more than just sun-soaked beaches and vintage cars. We're here to reveal the hidden gems that make Havana truly unique. So buckle up, folks, as we embark on a virtual journey to discover the fascinating secrets of Havana. What if I told you Havana's history is as rich and intoxicating as its world-famous rum? Let's take a trip back in time, to the 16th century. Havana, or as it was then known, San Cristobal de la Habana, was just a fledgling city established by the Spanish. It was a time when the New World was still very new, and the aroma of adventure and discovery was as potent as the Cuban tobacco fields. Fast forward a few centuries, and Havana evolved from a quiet colonial outpost into a bustling metropolis, a jewel in the Spanish crown. But like any good cocktail, Havana's history has its twist of lime. The Cuban Revolution, for instance, was not just a political upheaval. It was like a spirited salsa dance, full of passion, drama, and yes, a few missteps. And who can forget the Cold War era? Havana found itself in the spotlight, a pawn in a high-stakes chess game between two superpowers. It was a time of intrigue, espionage, and James Bond-worthy shenanigans. Picture this, a city as vibrant as its colorful classic cars, caught in a tango of global politics. If walls could talk, oh, the stories they'd tell. But Havana wasn't just about revolutions and Cold Wars. Its history is also steeped in culture, art, and music. It's the birthplace of the tantalizing rumba, the sizzling salsa, and the hypnotic Afro-Cuban jazz. It's a city that dances to its own rhythm, creating a symphony that's as diverse and dynamic as its history. What makes Havana's history even more intriguing are the tales that don't make it to the history books. The hidden speakeasies of the Prohibition era, the secret love affairs of the aristocracy, the legends of hidden treasures buried deep beneath its cobblestone streets. These are the stories that add a dash of mystery to the cocktail that is Havana. So, whether it's the rum or the history, Havana sure knows how to leave a lasting impression. Scene script. Think of Cuban culture as a cocktail, a tantalizing mix of diverse influences, just like their famous mojito. Now picture this, Spanish colonialism is the rum, powerful and heady, shaping the original foundation of Havana's culture. It's in the grand colonnades and vibrant plazas, and in the echoes of flamenco beats that still reverberate in the city's music. Next, we add a splash of African traditions, the mint in our cocktail. Brought over by enslaved Africans, these traditions have woven themselves into the very fabric of Cuban life. You can see this in the rhythmic pulse of Afro-Cuban music, and the hypnotic swirl of dancers in a Santeria ceremony. It's a cool, refreshing burst of flavor that brings a unique twist to the mix. Then, there's the influence of the United States, the sugar in our cultural concoction. From jazz music to baseball, the American touch is unmistakable, despite the frosty political relations. It's the sweet undercurrent that balances out the stronger flavors. Let's not forget the indigenous Taino influence, the lime that adds a tart, zesty edge. The Taino were the original inhabitants of Cuba, and their legacy lives on in the Cuban cuisine. The use of root vegetables and tropical fruits in dishes like ajiaco stew or roasted pork is a testament to this enduring influence. Finally, we squeeze in a dash of Soviet influence, the soda water that tops off our cocktail. While the Soviet era was a time of hardship, it also brought about changes in education and healthcare. This influence can be seen in the resilience and resourcefulness of the Cuban people, adding a subtle sparkle to the mix. Stir it all together and what do you have? A culture that is as eclectic and vibrant as the city of Havana itself. It's a culture that dances to its own rhythm, that thrives on its contrasts and celebrates its diversity. So, there you have it, a cultural cocktail that's as diverse and colorful as Havana's picturesque cityscape. Now that we've stirred your curiosity, are you ready to uncover Havana's best-kept secrets? Buckle up, because our journey starts at the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Did you know that Havana houses not one, not two, but 9 of these sites? That's right, 9. Imagine having enough history and culture on your doorstep to fill a whole library. Now that's what I call living in the past, but in the best possible way. And speaking of living in the past, let's talk about a certain Mr. Ernest Hemingway. You may know him as a celebrated American author, but to the people of Havana he was a beloved local. Hemingway spent more than 2 decades in Cuba, and his love for the city is as palpable as the ocean breeze on the Malecón. His favorite hangout was a bar called El Floridita, where he'd knock back daiquiris like they were going out of style. Now, there's a man who knew how to enjoy life. But what's a trip to Havana without the iconic vintage cars? The city streets are like an outdoor museum showcasing gleaming relics from the 50s. These classic machines are not just for show, they're part of daily life here. Cubans have a knack for keeping these old-timers running, a testament to their resourcefulness and resilience. It's like a never-ending episode of a classic car restoration show, but without the dramatic music and commercial breaks. And let's not forget about the city's vibrant music scene. From the pulsating beats of rumba to the soulful strains of son cubano, Havana's music is as diverse and colorful as its architecture. It's like having your own personal soundtrack wherever you go. So, there you have it, a snippet of Havana's hidden gems. From UNESCO World Heritage Sites to Hemingway's haunts, from vintage cars to vivacious music, Havana is a city that refuses to be pigeonholed. And with that, we've lifted the veil on Havana, a city that's as captivating as a Cuban salsa and as mysterious as a classic Hemingway novel. Well, that was quite a ride, wasn't it? We've danced through Havana's rich history, sipped on its vibrant culture, and undressed the city's hidden secrets. But remember, this is just a taste of the Cuban cocktail. The real deal is out there, waiting for you to live it, breathe it, and embrace it. Havana is more than just a destination, it's a chapter in the book of life that you've got to read for yourself. So here's a toast to Havana, a city that's always ready to surprise you, just like a Cuban espresso shot.